Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, I'm Liz Wilcox, Director of Retail Operations for Ficklin Vineyards in Madera, California, and President of Ficklin-Wilcox, a new tasting room and kitchen store we're opening in Midtown Sacramento, California.
It has been a while since we've had the pleasure of connecting with Ficklin Vineyards, who is a member of the Madera Vintners Association. And recently, just, within the last couple weeks, I'm guessing, Ficklin Vineyards was selected as Winery of the Year. And there's a lot going on. In particular, what I wanted to bring to you today, because this is very forward-thinking, to my mind at least, that in 2013, they are opening a new division of the company, Ficklin-Wilcox, which is a new concept wine tasting room, classroom with kitchen store in Sacramento. And joining us today on Wine and Dine is Liz Wilcox, who is Director of Retail Operations for Ficklin Vineyards. And I would imagine, since this is called Ficklin-Wilcox, that this is your brainchild, Liz. Yeah?
Well, I'm not the only Wilcox involved. My mother-in-law, Donna Wilcox, has been working with the Ficklin since the 80s. She's the current CEO. And my husband, Rick Wilcox, is also part of the strategy behind the new concept.
Oh.
So it's been a group effort, kind of a combination of the two families.
Okay, so tell us, are you at the store right now? Or are you at the winery?
No. I'm about 1 mile away from the winery right now.
Okay, so where do people go to this store? Is it called Ficklin Vineyards Tasting Room, or what's the name of the store?
Yeah, well, the name of the store is Ficklin-Wilcox, and it's located in Midtown Sacramento, California. It's a couple of hours away from the winery. It's a completely different market, still Northern California, but it's in Midtown Sacramento, the heart of Midtown.
So is it a standalone store, or is it part of a strip mall or in a mall or something?
Well, Midtown, we share a building. We're one of three tenants in a brick building right off J Street. It's on 20th between J and I Street. So we take up about 700 square feet of, a four-space building. And
it's so interesting that not only is it a tasting room, but it's going to be a classroom and a kitchen store. So what are your thoughts about long-term with this? Are you planning on holding cooking classes there and combined with the wine as an ingredient, or serving with the food?
That and a whole lot more. That classroom, we have at our disposal so much wine knowledge within the Ficklin and the Wilcox family. And my mother-in-law teaches a food and wine boot camp.
Oh.
She's got 45 years in the industry. And at a food and wine boot camp, that type of class that we're going to hold there, it really helps beginners understand how to identify flavor profiles in the wine.
Okay, and does she tie that in? Does she tie it in with food also at the same time?
Absolutely. You do it side by side so that you understand what works, what doesn't work. You are able to learn your own preferences.
Oh my gosh!
So we'll do food and wine type boot camps. Our winemaker, who's a second generation winemaker, will teach classes on home winemaking and do port blending seminars. Our vineyard manager is a third generation vineyard manager, and he'll teach classes on viticulture. We'll have in-store demonstrations with outside chefs from local restaurants and cookbook authors doing demonstrations, and we have a lot of plans for that classroom. We hope that we can become a resource for people to learn, especially about food and wine pairing.
And do you have kitchen utensils and gadgets for sale in the store?
Oh, absolutely. It's a full-service kitchen store. We'll have cookware, electrics, dinnerware, cutlery, barware, cookbooks, table linens, all the gadgets and tools necessary.
Wow. Do you think you're going to be getting involved with catering in any way?
No, that's not our focus at all. Really, when we make wine, obviously at the winery, it's our passion, and it's the legacy that the Ficklins began in the 40s. It's the oldest port winery in the country, and I think we're best at selling our wines. Of course, we have distributors, and there's people sell direct to chains, but we like to do it ourselves in our tasting room. And in the second tasting room, it gives us a chance to reach more people, to share our wines and help people learn about what we're doing with port and Portuguese varietal table wines. So first and foremost, we're a tasting room, a place for people to come try those wines before they buy them, and to see how you can cook with wines as an ingredient and pair your food with wines. And, of course, the after-dinner drinks, and they make great cocktail mixers. But really, that's what we want to be, a great place for people to come learn about and try our wines and learn about the history of port and Portuguese varietals. We're producing, extra wines in addition to the Portuguese varietals. But first and foremost, with a tasting room, but we've got a passion for dining and entertaining, so it just seemed like a natural fit to combine those two.
Dining and entertaining. So if you guys are going to be the dining and entertaining gurus, but the umbrella, the main emphasis is Ficklin Vineyards wines.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We do a full range. I mean, there's dozens of ports that we do, but like I said, we do table wines as well, both reds and whites.
Can you throw out for us some of the reds and whites? What grape varieties are you using? You say is it mainly Portuguese grape varieties for the reds and whites for table wines, or are you using?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ficklin Vineyards has one of the oldest Portuguese varietal vineyards that's still producing in the world. We grow Tinta Cao, Touriga, Tinta Madera, and Suzao. Those are very traditional varieties used for making ports. In addition, Madera as an appellation has a lot of varieties grown here. I believe Madera County grows 7% of the U.S. wine grapes that are grown.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. So there's a lot to offer here. So we do buy extra grapes from our friends and neighbors to produce additional varieties. So we will offer, the Cabernets and Chardonnays and Pinot Noir and Syrahs. We will have a full range. Okay.
And it is, I've never been to Sacramento before. It's the capital of California. I would imagine it's a very large city. And Midtown, is that like a suburb of Sacramento? Or is that just in the very...
Midtown is very close to downtown and the Capitol.
Oh, wow.
Where we are, we're about 10 blocks from the Capitol.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to be doing so much business just from politicians and people coming there for political reasons and just do, I would imagine, an awful lot of entertaining.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on downtown and Midtown. As you move to Midtown, it's a live-work type neighborhood.
Okay.
A lot of foot traffic. It's a lot of mixed-use retail and homes mixed in together, so it's a very walk-friendly type neighborhood, but so close to the Capitol and not far from Old Sacramento, which is a large tourist destination as well. But we just felt it was the perfect market. We wanted to be to have a neighborhood feel and really be able to get to know our customers in an environment where you measure the proximity to your neighbors in footsteps rather than being separated by acres of parking lots. And
that makes sense. Liz, let me ask you before we run out of time here, is this something that, are you going to have events like on a Friday evening or Saturday evening that people could make this a destination, and instead of going to a movie or something, on a date?
Well, we'll do cooking demonstrations throughout the week. We do in-store cooking so people can see live demonstrations of recipes and be able to taste samples with the wines that we offer.
Okay.
So we'll do that throughout the week, most likely in the afternoons for kind of the local crowds.
Okay.
On Friday night and Saturdays, we'll do additional demonstrations with the outside chefs to, do some cross-promotion so people can see what local restaurants have to offer, in our environment. There's also a Midtown Farmers Market that's starting in April and runs every Saturday.
Okay.
So it's going to be a wonderful thing. If you're in Sacramento throughout the spring into the fall, come to Midtown on a Saturday, and it's a wonderful farmers market, and we'll be cooking as well.
Liz, what's the website address?
Right now, we've got www.Ficklin.com. Our Ficklin-Wilcox is under construction. It'll be linked to the Ficklin Vineyards website very soon.
Okay, good. So that's what I'll set it up. Liz Wilcox from Ficklin Vineyards, thank you so very much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWineRadio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.